Hey guys, welcome to the Challenge Podcast. I'm Coach Steve.
And I'm Coach Nick, and we're going to be talking about everything fitness, health, and the challenge.
Let's get on with the show.
What's up guys, Coach Steve here and welcome back to another episode of the Challenge Weekly Show. Today we're joined with our co-host, Coach Nick. Nick, how are we doing today?
I'm really well, thanks Coach Steve. And yourself?
I'm well, just taking it one day at a time like we should in life and like we should in the challenge, because now it's an exciting time in the challenge, Nick. At the time of recording this, we have concluded the public voting, and I can confirm that there was almost 1,000 different unique voters in the public voting, which is really cool to see. And the images, the transformation images, are now with our judging panel at the time of recording this podcast. So our judges are going through the tough job of finding out our top 50, top 10 finalists and concluding this October M6 challenge.
Wow, that is so exciting. I can't wait to find out who the winners are.
I know. I did my voting, so I was able to get 5 votes for male and female, and gosh, it was tough to pick a vote. So yeah, there was a couple that I was really impressed with, but we'll see how they go. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, me too. I had a go at voting, and I'm just rapt about how everybody managed to do so well in 6 weeks.
It was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Nick, talking about key dates moving forward. So this podcast gets released on a Tuesday the 13th. So tomorrow, if you listen to this on Tuesday, on the Wednesday the 14th, at about midday, we will be releasing the top 50. So you'll have access to see if you have made it into the top 50, and you can see some of the great results of the top 50 for the October challenge. Now, on Friday the 16th, so in a couple more days, we'll be hosting our awards night. The awards night is being live streamed to our Facebook social hub, kicking off at 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time, or Melbourne time. So if you are in another state, just Google what time it is in Melbourne, and you can work out if you'd like to watch that live stream event to our Facebook social hub. It's always a fun event where we are, we know the winners, right? Because we made the presentation, okay? So we know the winners of the day, and we could see some of the winners popping up in the comments when we are doing the awards night, which is really cool. And it's always great to see that instant reaction when those individuals find out that maybe they made the top 10 or won the challenge. So it's always a great and exciting event.
Absolutely. And don't ask us prior, because we will die with that information.
Now, Nick, let's talk about 2023. So next year, 2023, the next challenge will be the February challenge, kicking off on the 13th of February, with prep week starting on the 6th of February, and registrations for the February challenge opening in the middle of January on the 16th of January. So there's some key dates there, and you can always review our key dates on the M Challenge website under the link called Dates at the very bottom of the website. So you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see in the footer Dates, and you'll be able to see all of our key dates there.
Absolutely. So everybody just take some time off, reassess, figure it all out, and come back strong next year.
Now, Nick, talking about strong, 2023 is going to be the year of the strong, I reckon.
Oh, yeah.
So we are excited to announce a brand new program in the M Challenge. So adding to our list of about 12 different programs, we have the very next program in our list called M Strong. Nick, M Strong.
Yes, I'm not going to say the best one. No, I'm not going to say that. They're all our babies, aren't they? But this is the nicest baby. We like it.
Yeah, so it was a brainchild of Coach Nick who thought of it, and we created the framework behind it. And essentially, it's a program, as the name suggests, a M Strong, a strength-based program where you'll be seeing some reduction in rep ranges. So instead of maybe this 5 to 10 or 10 to 15 rep range, large rep range, we bring that down to maybe this like 3 to 5 rep range for maybe more advanced goers, and about 5 repetitions for beginners. And the structure is based around a 45-minute workout, 4 days a week, upper lower split, and primarily doing the big 4 lifts. So we've got the squat, bench, deadlift, overhead, press. So very similar to previous iterations of something like the SBD program, but it's primarily a strength program for those of us who want to get strong and build some muscle along the way, but primarily we're going to lift some weights and see what that can do to our body.
Yes, be a badass. Let's all be badasses. I'm so excited. I can't even contain myself. So yes, Coach Steve, you did a wonderful job taking the idea and popping it all to your brain and spitting it all out. So between the two of us, I think it's very exciting.
That's going to be good. So if you've been doing multiple challenges with us over the years and you're looking for something fresh and new, the M Strong is for you.
Yes, and I can't wait already to see people's videos of what they're doing and talking numbers with people. It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be awesome. Mm-hmm. Now, Nick, bring us back to the Challenge Weekly Show, episode number 95. Episode number 95, we are so close to the triple digits, 100th episode, and we'll be making the 100th episode probably in like week 1 of the February challenge. Maybe when it starts, I reckon will be episode number 100.
How exciting.
It's going to be awesome. Now, today will be the last episode of 2022. So we're going to go on a short Christmas break and we'll be starting at the first couple of weeks of January. So don't miss us. We're going on a little bit of a break, but there'll be lots of content on the Challenge podcast, especially the Meet the Challenger series where we've interviewed previous top 10 finalists. Make sure you go listen to those podcasts as well.
Yeah, definitely. We've still got heaps of those, so that's good.
Nick, let's move on to our next segment here. We have the community highlights where we highlight some members of our community. So Nick, take us away. Who would you like to highlight today?
Okay, so first up, I've got Judy Ken, who is Judy Kennedy. She says, oh God, here goes. So there's a little bit of drama to start it off. This is actually the first time I've ever completed a full challenge. The first time I've ever had a public profile. I did it because of accountability and because every time I've stayed in private mode, I've never finished. This time I did everything different, including going away last weekend for my birthday and I turned 60. There, I said it. Start and finish pictures. Please be kind. Oh, I lost 10.4 kilos, dropped 2 jean sizes and had 2 haircuts. How cute.
Wow, amazing. And I think that really highlights the power of accountability when you step out of the private area, moving to the public space. People can see you, hold yourself accountable, and these amazing results at 60, losing 10 kilos, over 10 kilos is just amazing, Judy. Keep it up. Yeah,
no wonder she's feeling so good. All right, next one, Michelle Lennon. So she says, Throwback Thursday. The first picture of me is in 2017 when I was 52 years old and it was my first challenge. The second is of me today at 57 years old. So if you want to check this out, just go onto the Facebook group. This challenge may have finished, but keep chasing your goals. Believe in yourself and you can achieve anything. You've worked so hard, too hard to stop now. Keep chasing those goals. And if this granny can do it, you sure can. All of your transformations are incredible and you all should be proud of what you've achieved in 6 weeks. Wow. Nice.
Wow. That's beautiful, especially at 57 years young. Michelle Lennon, our step queen on the step leaderboard. Mm-hmm. Amazing. Keep it up.
I know. So good. Okay. Next one I've got is Tara Via. Now this is a long one. So strap yourselves in. I wasn't going to post these mainly because I'm ashamed of where I let myself get to, but I've woken up this morning and thought, F it. I'm so proud of myself for sticking to this 6-week challenge and getting that kickstart that I so desperately needed. I haven't been doing the social media thing purely so I could focus on me and getting back to feeling like myself again. Towards the end of last year, I decided to have a career change, which meant working longer hours as a single mama. I was unable to get to the gym like I used to. Shortly after, I sadly lost my father to brain cancer and found myself in a very dark place, which led to putting on 13 kilos and losing my health and fitness. I decided to join a gym that was just down the road from work and trained in my lunch break, but my nutrition was lacking badly. I wasn't taking accountability, and that's why I signed up for this challenge, because I knew it would make me do just that. I found a good relationship with food again and have found my spark again. My fitness has improved dramatically. I'm waking up feeling great and I finally have my confidence back. I still have more to go, but I hit my 8-kilo weight loss goal for this challenge and I finally fit back into the clothes I'm so very happy to fit into. Congratulations to all of the amazing challengers who have put in the hard work and dedication and achieved some awesome results. Special shout out to my 6-year-old daughter for taking my photos. Oh, so nice.
That's sweet. And wow, what a story. And it's great that, Tara, you've been through some hardship and now you have made your way back to the fitness and health lifestyle, making fitness and making you a priority again. And I'm sure that you are the biggest role model to your daughter, which is just beautiful to see. So keep it up.
Yeah, I think that's really amazing. And just being so open about it all, it's just really good. Well done.
Nick, I've got a few that I'd like to highlight. The first one goes to Tyrell Dune. And Tyrell writes, 6-week challenge done and dusted. Pre-challenge was feeling lethargic. Now I'm feeling energized and motivated, both physically and mentally. Best decision of my life I have ever made. Starting weight was 127.7, finished at 112.7, so loss of 15 kilos. Looking forward to the next challenge and maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Keep at it, peeps. Ooh, Tyrell losing 15 kilos, almost 10% of his body weight in just 6 weeks, which is just insane. So keep it up. I'm sure you have many goals to reach in your fitness journey, and we're excited to see you get there.
Yeah, really good. That's sensational. Really awesome. Well done.
Next one here goes out to Karen Acker, and Karen writes, there we have it, another challenge under my belt and probably my strongest results. I am pretty proud of myself. In summary, I lost 4.1 kilos and a massive 19.5 since July. I reduced body fat considerably and have grown in strength well beyond what I thought I was capable of. Well done to all who have signed up for this challenge. Ooh, Karen, a massive, almost 20 kilos since July. So in 6 months, and you've lost 4 kilos in 6 weeks. Just insane. And Karen, not the largest of frames as it is. So 4 kilos must be a massive percentage of her body weight. So big congratulations to her.
Congratulations. Very good. I've seen that transformation on Facebook. I was impressed.
Last one here goes out to Tony Sudale. Tony writes, another challenge completed and I'm quite happy with the results. It's been 16 months since I joined the M Challenge family, and in that time I managed to lose 27 kilos. Each week and each challenge slowly chipping away. I am grateful to the coaches, ambassadors, and to this group. Whew. Tony losing a massive 27 kilos. Oh, there's a bit of a theme here, Nick, between Tyrell, Karen, and Tony, where we like to highlight non-scale victories, big changes in our lives that aren't to do with body weight. But we've got Tyrell, Karen, and Tony who have lost some massive numbers over their M Challenge experience. And I'm sure that weight loss isn't just purely physical. There's lots of mental change and environmental change, lifestyle change that occurs while we lose that much weight. So big congratulations, Absolutely. Guys and girls.
Congratulations.
Nick, let's move on to our next segment here. We have the Coach's Corner, where we offer our tip for the week. So Nick, take us away. What advice do you have for us?
All right. So I'm going to finish off our year of chats with a bit of I guess it's like the 12 lessons of Christmas, the 12 fitness lessons, although I don't think that there will be 12. I don't want to bore everybody with 12. I have about 6. Well, I have 6. So fitness lessons from this year that I think have come to me, but also I just think across the board that I've seen that people have been really learning as we go. So just in case people don't know these lessons yet, or want some help, or if you're listening for the first time, first one. So this is sort of 6 tips to make health and fitness a part of your life. So the first one is, this is very, very important. And I think even say with us, with the app, and with you, with your beautiful new little boy, as well as your other boy, you have to make your fitness and exercise a priority no matter what. I think you'd agree with me, Coach Steve, on that one. I think that that's one of the most fundamental top tips, because if you don't look after yourself first, there's just so many other things that can fall down. And it's not selfish to look after yourself first, because then you actually have more energy to give to others. So just remember that. Make your health and fitness a priority. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that you can drive an hour to the gym and do a massive workout every single day. It might just be that you get out and do a walk, or even that you prepare your meals, that kind of a thing, but just make it a priority. Make yourself a priority. That's where it's going to start. because as soon as things start to fall down, if you're not making yourself a priority, immediately the entire deck of cards will fall down. So that's my first tip. Second tip is, doesn't matter what we tell you, if you absolutely hate doing it, you probably won't stick to it. So it's really important to incorporate things that you enjoy into your fitness regime. We could tell you, yes, running isn't good for your gains, but if you love running, keep running. Life is too short to miss out on the things that you love. It's not always about having the ideal tiny bit of fat to pinch body composition. It's also about enjoying an all well-rounded fitness lifestyle. So don't forget that. Always incorporate things that you enjoy. Now, that doesn't mean that you're going to enjoy every second of the gym. So on the other side, you have to challenge yourself sometimes. So that's point 3. You can't always love everything. Sometimes the things that you need to do in the gym are the ones that you actually hate the most, like maybe split squats, but you have to challenge yourself as well. So it's sort of a fine line. You can't always just do things that you enjoy, but I think it needs to be encased in something that you enjoy. So if you love boxing, do boxing, that kind of a thing. Next one, work on you for you. Don't do it for anyone else. I think that extrinsic motivation really does fade after a while. So if you're doing it for a revenge, or if you're doing it to be better than somebody else, it won't last. The motivation for that will not last. So you need to really sit down and write your goals, your values, and check how they all align to make sure that you are working on you for you ultimately. Of course, you can have inspiration, and maybe you can have a little bit of, that kind of thing of, I'll show them, but that isn't going to last. Okay. Next one is to fit it into your lifestyle. So fit it into your lifestyle. Make sure that you are not, signing up to a gym that is 2 hours away, or, that you are trying to maybe train in the evening when you know that everybody's going to come at you. So fit it into your lifestyle. But that doesn't mean that if you're somebody who has no time, quote unquote, that you can't try and make a new lifestyles and get up early, do things like that, but try and work it into what you're already doing. So that idea of stacking habits or fitting it into something that you're already doing will probably lead to a bit more longevity, I would suggest. Then the next one, which is the final one, I'm guessing, I think I've done 6. This will be 6. The small changes that you do all add up. So either way, whether you are, having day after day of eating crap, that will actually catch up with you. But the other way around, just one small step every single day towards your goal is enough to make changes. It doesn't have to be massive. So this all or nothing mindset that I always talk about, that is what's going to let you down, because if you go, okay, I can't do everything today, so I'll do nothing, that's the only way that you're going to fail. If you do something every single day, small little bits, and someone said to me once, it's like the paper towel effect, where you take one little bit off the roll of paper towel and eventually it ends up at the bottom, but you don't even notice it really as you go. That's what you need to think of within fitness. Small changes add up. So even when I was doing my comp preps, and I'll do another one next year, as you said before, Coach Steve, not every single day are you going to see a change. You have to actually have faith that it will work if you keep showing up. It all adds up.
I like that, Nick. Very just great fitness lessons.
Great.
And I think that's more than just something that we've picked up, I guess, this year specifically. They're just some great keystone fitness lessons about how we can make fitness a priority and a part of our life, which is the main part, because we don't want to just to come and go. We want it to arrive and stay here, right? And never leave us.
Absolutely. And the other thing that I'll just point out quickly before I hop down off the soapbox and you can jump up, you can do a burpee on it or something, is if you've gotten yourself into such amazing shape doing the challenge, try not to go backward. Try and go forward from there. Obviously, you need a break from your diet, all that sort of stuff that we tell you, but try not to go, okay, I'm going to put on another 6 kilos and wait for the next challenge. Try to improve every time from the current physique that you've got. If you can think about that as well, that will save you a lot of time.
Yeah. No, very good, Nick. Nick, I would like to go through a little bit of a journey, a little bit of a story of spot reduction.
Oh, people like this, so let's go for it.
Yeah, and often people would start a fitness journey, join the challenge, join a gym because of a specific part of the body that they want to change. And they often start because they want to lose weight. I want to lose weight around my stomach. I want to lose weight around my legs, around my arms, around my chest or my back or wherever it is. And they often give them really funky and sometimes crude nicknames to parts of their body, like the love handles or the thunder thighs or the saddlebags or the man boobs or whatever you want to call them. And when we go into a gym, when we're brand new or maybe less informed, we think, okay, if I want a six pack, and I've got like the dad bod beer belly, I'll just start doing sit-ups until the six pack arrives. And that might not always be the case, where the train of thought is, okay, if I want to lose weight around my stomach, I need to do exercises that target my stomach. Or if I want to lose weight around my, my arms, what is it, the tuck shot lady arms, people call it. If I want to lose weight around my arms, I'll start doing more arm exercises to try to tone up that area. And here I am telling you that is a myth. It doesn't work exactly like that. Actually, a myth is not really the correct way to say it. There is some literature that suggests that we may see an increase in fat loss in the area that we exercised. So if you did train lots of legs, you may find that you get less body fat around your legs. But the effectiveness of that is very, very small. Okay, very small, maybe like an extra 1%. Okay, the way that muscles get fuel to the muscle to contract is via our bloodstream. Our bloodstream carries that highway of energy from the metabolism of body fat throughout our whole body. So you going to the gym, training your legs or your arms or your stomach or wherever you're training, your muscle in that area does not just grab the body fat or the energy from the areas around it. It gets it from the bloodstream, and that comes from, a whole source, a whole reservoir of energy from different parts of the body. Okay, so the main takeaway is that spot reduction is probably not the most effective way to, reduce an area, right? So if you do have the beer belly or the bigger legs or the bigger arms or another part of your body that you'd like to see smaller in shape, there's no point just doing lots and lots of exercises for that muscle group to try to tone up that area or lose weight in that area. Primarily, we want to be following an energy restrictive diet or a calorie deficit diet where we are consuming less food than we expend. Okay, that's ultimately what the challenge is. But here's the but in the whole story, Nick. When spot reduction is limiting maybe a waste of energy, it can be empowering to think of it as spot enhancement. Okay, spot enhancement might be the path that we prefer to take when we are looking at our physique, our shape, our building of the body, bodybuilding, and we can manipulate our muscle in different ways so that it changes our shape to change the way and appearance of certain areas in our body. Okay, for example, let's take the maybe beer belly type idea. You've got a bigger belly, you're carrying a little bit more body fat around the midsection, which is more prominent in guys. Guys will carry more body weight around their stomach area, whereas girls will carry more of their body fat around their hips and thighs. Okay, so what can we do about our midsection? And sometimes you're carrying a bit of body fat around the midsection and maybe a little bit more on the sides, that love handle-like appearance. Well, what we can do is go through a process of spot enhancement, where maybe you spend a little bit of time building up some of the muscles in your back, right? So the muscles in the back, that big V shape that can be created as we build more muscle into our muscles, like the lat dorsi on the sides, that can help to taper in the silhouette of our body so that we enhance our back. And when someone looks at you or you look yourself in the mirror, it's less prominent that we see the body fat around our midsection. We see the shape, the tapering. Okay, similar idea maybe around our arms. So if you are unhappy with maybe some body fat around your arms, or if you quote describe it as like, oh, my arms jiggle or something, you can spend some time strengthening the muscles of your shoulders and your arms, enhancing that area to change the appearance of it. So we may not be focusing on spot reduction, losing body fat in the area. We're focusing on spot enhancement to build muscle in that area. Okay. So the main point of my Coach's Corner tip this week, Nick, is to invite you, dear listener, instead of thinking about spot reduction, how am I going to lose? How am I going to get rid of something? Think about spot enhancement. How can you enhance that area? How can you focus on resistance training to build that area, make it stronger, make it more robust, and build muscle in that area to change the shape, change the appearance, change the silhouette? And then you can really embrace this idea of being a true bodybuilder, where you're building your body, you're crafting your body, you're crafting your physique over time. So focus less about losing less, focus more about gaining more. Spot enhancement over spot reduction.
Yay. I agree. I've completely enhanced my entire upper body, which has changed the entire look of my physique.
Yeah, and you see that a lot in female physique athletes, particularly in things like figure, heck, even in bikini, where the big driver of a sport like bikini physique athletes is that big hips, big legs type look. But what accentuates the bigger hips is that tight waist and then that hourglass look. So we go, well, okay, we can build the bottom, we can get the waist in, but then what about the top? So you see lots of physique female athletes focusing on things like their shoulders and their lats so that they have like some sort of upper hourglass, and then their stomach tapers in, and then the lower hourglass, because you don't want to just look like a straight line and then you've got hips. You want to kind of have that shape, and you can accentuate that with things like shoulders and back. So it's great to see that lots of female physique athletes are going down that path of saying, hey, let's build up my upper body, even though my sport asks me to have bigger hips in that particular sense, but we can focus on other areas to enhance that space.
Yeah, definitely. My waist measurement hasn't actually changed in all these years, but it looks a lot smaller because my shoulders are so huge now.
No, so good,
Yeah.
Nick. Nick, let's move on to our final segment here. We have the question and answer segment. So first question here comes from Becky, and Becky writes, before and afters, full stop. Why do some people fake tan and wear heels in the after photos? Do these not make transformations less accurate side by side? Whew. Nick, what advice would you have to say to Becky?
Okay, so there's just so much to say, but firstly, define accurate. Who's deciding on accuracy? What is accuracy in a body transformation? Because there's no real precision about that, but I get where she's coming from in terms of a tan can make you look different. I know that the judges are aware of this. The judges were not born yesterday, so there's no fooling the judges. So let's just get that over and done with first up, just in case that's like a really big thing, or if anyone thinks that. No way, because the way that the rules are is that it has to be front on. If somebody's posing in their best light front on, you don't blame them, because they've actually gone through this transformation in traditional true bodybuilding, which we do replicate a little bit. You do have a tan. It highlights the muscles. So there's the physical aspect, but there's also, let people be happy and celebrate what they're doing as well. But I can tell you, it doesn't affect the judging. There are many different transformations that you can look on our website as well that have, some of them have tan, some of them don't. I remember the winner, Jazz, recently, the last challenge, she doesn't have a big fake tan on. She's just standing there. So it doesn't affect that, but let people just have a little good time. Like, just say you were going to a wedding or something, or going out, you probably want to look your best. So for some people, it's been a really big transformation and they want to look the best that they can. Tan does highlight that.
Yeah, I agree, Nick. I think it's up to the individual to decide on what they do before and after. I will comment on it and say that sometimes the glamification, talking tans, talking heels, talking the hair and makeup, talking lighting and different postures, have been the limiting factor to someone getting in the top 10 or winning the challenge. So I have been in the room when that has happened over the past 5 years I've been with the challenge, where individuals have gone to tan or wearing heels, and our judging panel have had to choose between two individuals to win the challenge, and then ended up choosing the individual who didn't glam up because they just couldn't compare the two photos correctly. So it does cause a limiting factor to our judging panel. So it really depends, right? If you want to try to be the most competitive in the competition, you would just need to decide, hey, how can I best highlight the work that I've put in? And if you spend a lot of time in, I'm going to call it glamifying your photos, that may just take away all the work you've put in, where you just can't be compared between the start and the end. Okay, so just something to consider, where it has happened in the past where people have missed out because we can't compare the two photos.
There's no real reason why, if you're desperate to wear heels, just wear them in your before photo, because then it's the same.
yeah,
like I do in all my check-ins, I just wear heels because I have to practice, and so therefore people can't really go, "You're wearing heels," because it's like I'm wearing heels in both.
Fair.
That was just my idea just then. I just thought, well, why not? If you want to.
Nick, next question here comes from Paul, and Paul writes, when is the next 6-week challenge commence? Mm-hmm. I have struggled to commit to the 12-week challenge for some time now. I hope that both the 12-week and 6-week challenges can run concurrently in January so I can sign up soon. All right, Paul, next year, 2023, we are planning to have 3 12-week challenges. So that's the plan. So at this stage, no 6-week challenges will be run next year. It will be 3 12-week challenges, bang, 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 one after the other. We can't run concurrent challenges. It's just way too resource intense to run a challenge, and we can't have multiple challenges running at the same time. Now, Paul, in terms of going from 6 to 12 weeks, if you've tried the 6-week challenge and you found that to be successful, it might be worth reflecting on why that was successful. Was it the shorter time period, or was it the approach you taken in that period? We hope that the challenge is like the quote gateway drug to make fitness part of your life. So 6 weeks is too challenging. It may be worth thinking, how can you make this a part of your everyday? Was the 6-week too concentrated, like too much? Was the 12-week too much? And you then ask yourself, okay, what would it look like if I was to do this for the rest of my life? Do you need to scale it down slightly? Instead of training 4 days a week, do you need to train 3 days a week? Do you need to train 2? Do you need to train 1 day a week? Is it doing just one set of exercise in the entire week? Is that the minimum that we can commit to? Is the minimum, let's say, 5,000 steps a day? Can you commit to that for the rest of your life? When it comes to nutrition, sure, we're talking about big picture stuff where we're saying, hey, how many calories are you consuming? How much protein are you consuming? What are your meals like? Are you looking after yourself? But if you strip that down, you go, well, what rules could you create for yourself to live a fit life, to live a healthy life? Is it drink a glass of water with every meal? Is it build each meal with a source of protein with each meal? Is it having one big salad a day? Is it having, 3 square meals that you cook at home for yourself? What rules can you put in place that keeps you on track of the fitness path, but might not be as intense as maybe the 6-week or the 12-week challenge? Because I think, again, we want this to be a lifelong thing. We don't want it just to be 6 weeks and you go, that was really tough, I'm out of here. We don't want it to be, hey, 12 weeks, that was really tough, see you later. We want it to be something that you repeat over time. And it might be worth just reflecting on those ideas about what you could do now to build your environment, build up some habits, some routines, some rules for yourself, but how you can make that more of a sustainable thing over time.
Good. Yes.
Nick, next question here we have from Carla. And Carla writes, hi, I'm new to this page. Hi, Carla. Is it possible to get a rough idea of menu exercise so I have some idea of what it entails? I have a family of 4, so need to know if it will be affordable and manageable. Thanks. Whew. Carla. Nick, what advice would you give to Carla?
So, Carla, first up, we've got 95 podcasts talking about every little detail of the challenge. So that's a really good resource to gain an understanding of where we're coming from. We are very basic, because basic is really what works. So there's nothing exciting. It's probably a lot of stuff that you've already got in your cupboard in terms of the food. It might just be learning about how to combine those foods and how to then portion them out for your goals. So that's more along the lines of where we're going to come from. So like if you've got some rice, if you've got some potatoes, if you've got some sweet potatoes, if you've got some lean proteins, some, chicken, your fish, lean beef, if you make your spaghetti bolognese for the kids anyway, it can all be tweaked or used as is as part of your challenge menu plan. So there's nothing particularly fancy on there. There are some various recipes that if you like the look of them, you can obviously go out and buy the ingredients, but it'll really be what you've pretty much got already in your pantry in terms of the food. It might just be changing the quantities up, or it might just be learning how to make them something that the whole family will enjoy. I probably would try not to cook separate things. I would try to incorporate everything in for the family. Say for me, I usually do a variety of veggies, or my husband Shane does, and people can choose. You don't want people to be too precious about that. So that's and also, there is a podcast back, I can't remember which number it is, where we talk about the basic building blocks of nutrition. So you got your proteins, your fats, and your carbohydrates, or your energy. So they're the building blocks of our menus as well. So it's not really a menu, rather a combination of foods, I would suggest. So there are no real rules, but it's just about learning the basics of food and then learning how to incorporate that into your life. In terms of the training, well, the training is the best training ever, but it's mostly just training in the gym or at home with some resistance, and working to your level and trying to every week progress from that level. So it's nothing fancy, but once you learn it and get on board with that, I would suggest, without being biased, that you probably won't ever go anywhere else, because you've got it all right here. The end.
The end. No, so good, Nick.
Yeah.
I like to think of the challenge as less of a specific plan, less of a specific menu or program. It's about a framework. It's about an idea about how to organize training and nutrition, how to organize, what you do in the gym, and organize what you do to put food in your mouth. Okay. So the framework around nutrition is about creating those building blocks, like we spoke about portion controlling those building blocks, and then curating a meal plan that works for you. And in most cases, challengers will eat the exact same things as what they're normally eating, just different portion sizes. Instead of having 2 serves of spaghetti bolognese on a Monday, maybe just have 1 serve, or scale that serve down to an appropriate portion size, and you could enjoy spaghetti bolognese with the family, cooked exactly the way that your nonna created for you when you were a kid. No changes at all, just scaling the portion size accordingly. Okay, so it's just a framework. Same around the nutrition, the training side of things. It's a framework, an idea about how to structure your training program. Is it important if you do a bench press or a chest press or a push-up? No, it's all the similar idea. We're training our pecs through a pushing motion. It's about a framework about how we can actually get that done and fit it into our life.
Yeah.
Nick, final question here comes from Rosalind, and Rosalind writes, I'm going to continue on as I have been for the next couple of weeks. Should I drop my daily calorie allowance? I have been dropping 100 calories each time we entered the new phase, so should I drop another 100 or stay where I am? I would like to continue losing weight, ready to work on some decent muscle in the February challenge. I was also doing full body physique this round, but might swap to full body program X for the next few weeks for a bit of a change too. Okay, all right. Rosalind, let's strip it back. It sounds like you are primarily asking, should I decrease my calories now that the challenge is over, because you want to continue losing weight until the February challenge, where you might want to go through a weight gaining phase where you're trying to build some muscle. Okay. This question, we're kind of talking about nutritional periodization. We're talking about, big picture strategy around how we can develop a physique. And the answer is primarily theoretical, meaning that there's no right or wrong. Okay, that we can only just highlight maybe limitations and offer advice. Now, Rosalind, the first thing I would say is that our advice around dieting protocols, firstly defining that as when we followed a structured plan, that's what a diet is, following a structured plan where we are successfully losing body weight at a rate of about 0.5 to 1% of our body weight per week, measured as an average. So an average meaning you measure your body weight frequently throughout the week, average that out. Okay, my average body weight this week is X. Measure that next week. My average body weight the next week is Y. And then you can work out the percentage difference between the two. If you are losing weight at that rate of 0.5 to 1%, tick, you are in the definition of a diet phase or weight loss phase. You're following a structured plan and you're losing weight at that rate. Now, we recommend that you are in that dieting phase, in that definition of a dieting phase, for between 6 to 12 weeks. Okay, anything less, it's not a significant amount to actually make a detectable change in our body. And if we go longer than 12 weeks, we are at that higher risk of binge eating episodes, derailment, significant muscle loss, significant health detriment, significant mental breakdowns, those types of things. So it does kind of get in this world of you probably don't want to hang out there for too long. It can be done if you are a stoic diehard warrior, but for most of us, we'll probably benefit from taking a little bit of a break, reset, refresh, and then jump back into a diet phase. So often with nutritional periodization, we may diet for 6 to 12 weeks. We would go through a maintenance protocol where we stay at our body weight for another at least 6 weeks, and then we might go into our next dieting phase. Okay, so to answer Rosalind's question, firstly, if you diet already for 6 weeks and you want to keep dieting for another, 6 weeks until the next challenge begins, it can be done if you want to keep going. The other part of that question is that, hey, you may benefit from having a little bit of a break for 6 weeks, go through that maintenance phase. And then when the challenge begins, you transition into a weight gain phase, like your goal. So instead of a weight loss phase where we're in a deficit and then having to jump past maintenance into a surplus to try to build muscle again, it might be nicer to kind of go from this weight loss into maintenance where our body weight stays stable and then into a weight gain phase. So it might be better theoretically to transition ourselves through there. Okay. Now, the other part of the conversation around the length of weight loss is the total weight loss. So in any one dieting phase, we preferably don't want to lose more than 10% of our body weight. And that's primarily to limit muscle loss and then the negative effects on our health that comes from dieting. So Rosalind, bigger question would be, how much body weight have you lost over your dieting phase, maybe this year? Have you been dieting for the last 12 weeks plus and you've lost more than 10% of your body weight? Okay, maybe you benefit from maintenance. To answer your actual true question of should I decrease my calories? Well, to answer that, you would need to determine the definition of a diet, which is, are you losing weight at a rate of 0.5 to 1% per week? If you are, no need to change your calories at all. No need to change anything. You are in diet zone, keep doing what you're doing, and you're gonna sail into the sunset losing weight. If you are not losing weight at that rate, so let's say you're losing maybe 0.25% of your body weight on the lower spectrum, then you have the question to ask yourself of, okay, how can I get myself into that higher weight loss rate? Do I need to decrease my calories further by maybe decreasing 100 calories like you're doing? Or do I need to increase my energy expenditure by maybe doing more steps throughout the day, maybe 500 steps or 1,000 steps on average per day over the course of a week? Which one do we choose? Often it's really obvious which one to do. So Rosalind, if you're already doing like 25,000 steps a day, okay, you can't do more steps because that's just a lot as it is. Maybe it's easier just to decrease your calories. The other way around, maybe you're having 1,100 calories a day. That is really low. Can you afford to decrease your calories by almost 10%? That might be an entire meal for you. Maybe it's easier to increase your step count in that case. Okay, so it is a two-pronged scale. How do we move ourselves into that 0.5 to 1% of our body weight per week? But that should be our kind of a torch in the darkness. That's weight loss rate should be the torch in the darkness to help us with our decision making process of, should I be doing this? How long should I be doing this for? And is this moving towards my goal? Okay. Now, finally, just want to comment on work on some decent muscle in February, that will have a completely juxtaposed goal where we are trying to gain weight, we're trying to gain muscle. So we should be getting heavier if we're trying to gain muscle, which also needs an energy surplus. We need supplies to build that muscle. So that is more than just a physical shift. That's a mental shift where we're going from a space of reduction into a space of growth or enhancement, similar to my kind of coach's corner where we're changing from spot reduction to spot enhancement. Similar in our body. Instead of we're trying to reduce everything, we're trying to build things again. So that is a tricky step for some people to do. So Rosalind, hopefully I gave you a little bit of insight.
Very good, very good. And that's why we always say don't throw everything at it at once. Don't lower the steps, lower the calories at the very start, because your body doesn't need that. It needs a little bit at a time. So good job.
No, so good. Nick, let's wrap it up there for episode number 95 of the Challenge Weekly Show, the last episode of 2022. Whew, we made it, Nick.
Yeah, this is our second year doing these.
Yeah, so good. And it will be year 2 of the next 10 years of podcasts, I reckon.
Yeah, that's so nice. Yay.
So if you enjoy this episode, let us know, and we will catch you next year for episode number 96.
See you next year, Coach Steve.
See you, Nick. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you like the show, share it with a friend.
Or leave us a review on iTunes to spread the good word. See you next time.